Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So after a few days I was not able to make any kind of video due to some work issue, but still I want to pursue the MCP series that I was building for you. So I hope you are still enjoying the series around MCP. So let's, in my previous video I shown to you that how can we build a MCP server based on the streamless HTTP protocol so that our client can connect over via HTTP. So the main purpose of today's video is that I want to extend that particular part and take you further one step. Now, in my previous video, I was hosting that particular MCP server onto my local laptop where I'm running the client also. But today, what I'm going to do is that I will extend that part, and now I'm going to the cloud, in Azure actually itself. So I will create a virtual machine over here and host the MCP server from this virtual machine and try to communicate from the local client, which is my Claude Desktop in my laptop, so that I can prove this particular theory that how does it work. Okay, because whenever you are creating an MCP server, your target is not to host in a local environment, rather you want to expose it to the cloud. So that is what I'm going to demonstrate to you today now. So right now I'm at Azure. So this is my where I want to create my virtual machine first. So so let's create the virtual machine. Okay, but before that I want to show you something. So I have my Claude desktop client over here, which is running on my local laptop. Okay, so now you can see that it has no tools available over here. Okay, and if I now, or I can show you the settings. Let me show you the setting first. If I go to the settings and come down to the developer window, and if I click on this edit config, you will see this is the Claude config desktop file. Okay, now if I want to open it up in VS Code, you will see that it does not have any kind of MCP server associated with it. Okay, now if I create a new chat and ask the Claude, like what is the weather of New York? So let us see what Claude answer for me, because it does not have any kind of tools and internet communication right now. So you see the response is pretty straightforward. I do not have access of real-time weather information, so I cannot tell you. Okay, so it is not communicating to any kind of MCP server out here. Now what we are going to do is that let's go to our Azure itself. Let's create the VM. Click over here. So if you are not familiar with Azure, I have created a lot of video in this particular channel, so you can go through those things. Okay, so I'm not talking about how to create a VM and all those stuff over here, because it's not an Azure tutorial, rather the MCP things. Okay, now let me pick my resource group. Okay, let me name the virtual machine. Let it be MCP remote host. Let's see whether this name is available. Yes, it's available. Okay, region is fine. I'm not altering, not changing anything over here. I'm not telling you why I'm not doing this and what does it mean, because that's a part of Azure, not a part of the MCP. Okay, so keep this everything simple, straightforward. Go for the password. Okay, so let me give my username first over here. Okay, and let me go over my notepad so that I can grab my password. Okay, let me put the password, confirm the password. It's very straightforward. There is no hassle around it. You don't need to go digs and other things, network configuration, no need, because we are keeping this very simple and very minimal right now. So only you just need to click on the review and create. So while it is creating the VM over here for me, so let's head back to our source code, because we want to go to the GitHub and just bring back our source code over here. So I will just click on the create and let Azure take the stuff and create the VM for me. Okay, now this is my GitHub source control repository, and I'm targeting this particular repository, and you can see that it's a public, because I really wanted to make it public, because from the actual VM that I'm creating, I will, clone this particular source code to my, a VM over there, right? So that is what I'm creating is public. Now, let me show you the code, what I'm targeting. So this is my weather.py, okay? So we'll be running this particular code over there. And if I can zoom it a bit, yeah, you see, it has nothing is very fancy, rather, a simple MCP server, okay, where it exposes a particular method called getWeather, okay, and it is running on port 8000, okay, 8000, and host is this one, table 4 out there, okay. So remember one thing, this host is very important. So whenever you are hosting on Azure itself, so you do not give 127.0.0.1, okay. So that is applicable for whenever you are hosting your MCP server from local. But when you are coming to Azure, make sure that you are exposing the host as 0.0.0.0, okay, because it has a network issue and it's a loopback IP address. So just make sure on these things. And what this particular MCP tool is doing over here, it is a very simple tool called getWeather, okay. It is executing and returning a simple message, the weather is beautiful. That's it, nothing else, okay. So it does not accept any kind of parameter, only the location, but it does not depend upon the location that what to say about the weather. Rather, any location I will supply, it will simply call the getWeather and give the response back that it is a beautiful weather. And you see the transport protocol I'm mentioning over here is streamable HTTP, okay. That's the thing. So let me move back. I believe the VM has been created. Yes, it has been created. So let us go to the resource first. Let us check the VM. Important is your primary NIC public IP. So just copy it. I will copy it in my notepad. I'll paste it over, keep it on my notepad. Just remember my IP address is 74.225.0.20 for me, okay. Now what I need that, to connect this particular NIC primary IP address, I need to do something. So first of all, I really want to connect to the VM first. Let's connect to the VM. So I'm not using the bastion right now. So it's a console connection. So you can see that, SSH command execute in your local shell. Okay. So that means my local command prompt. So I will just copy this out from here and I will just bring my local console window. You see, it's a very local. Now I will just type this one. Okay. So for the first time, yes, I make it happy. It is yes. Now I have to type my password. So let me copy it. I'm just trying to connect the VM from my local laptop. That is the whole purpose of it. So as you see that, I have connected. Okay. So let me make it a little bigger so that you can see it. Okay. I hope it is properly visible. Now, so if I put ls, I will not see anything because this directory is completely empty. Now, what we need to do, we need to go to our GitHub, copy this one, okay, and move back to our console window. Let me clear it quick. So it should be git clone. I'm pasting the remote URL address. So it's cloning the repo. So it's been done. So now if I put ls, you will see that the directory has been created over here. Now, okay, so let me go to the directory. Sorry. Okay. So if I go to the ls, you will see that this file, what I was showing in the repo, it's present now over here. But if you remember that this project is running on UV. Okay. So I'm creating this VM for the very first time. So now if I type UV, you'll see that UV command not found. Justified, correct? Because UV is not installed yet over here in this particular VM. So what do we need to do? We need to go to the UV installation guide over here. This is UV and this is the installation guide. So UV is our package manager. We are not using pip over here. So for Linux machine, so you just need to copy this one from here, okay, and head back to your prompt and just paste it. it will install, download the package UV and do the step automatically. Okay. So UV is installed. It's saying that everything is installed. But now if you type UV, that it will be not shown. Again, the same thing will come up. Command not found, because either you have to restart this command prompt or you have to add it to your home local bin over here. Okay. So the easiest way, let me exit from here. Let me clear it up. Okay. Now go back to the connection one more time, copy it, paste it to the command prompt. It will ask for the password. Let me copy carefully the password. Okay. Okay, I'm connected. You see, I'm connected. So now if I type UV, I can see that all the option of UV is coming up. Clear? So it should be clear, right? Okay. Now again, ls, the same thing, change directory, MCP tab. Yeah, I'm into the directory. Now go for the ls, it is over here. Now what do we need to do? We need to create a virtual environment first. UV, creating the virtual environment. Correct? It has been created. So how to activate it? So as I'm working on Linux right now, so my command is this one: source space vnb activate bin activate. Okay, so just copy it out over here. So it's activated, and you can see that it has come up over here. So now if you do the alias, you will see that all the files are available over here. Okay, now let me clear this out. Okay, no, let me run one more time, one command over here, because we have created a virtual environment, but we need to install those packages. So what I mean by this, let me go to the GitHub. Let me show you that thing. You see this project file over there, terminal file over there. You see the dependency is over here. So when I run uv.sync, it will go to the dependency section, install those packages for me. Okay, that's the objective. So let me type uv sync. So it has been installed. Okay, to the alias, you will see the things. Okay, now here we are done. Okay, now we have to run this weather.py. So what is our command? As we do always from the local, it is same in the virtual machine also. So uv run weather.py. It should be running. Yeah, you see it has been run. Okay, now let me zoom it a bit so that you can see that the address is over here. It is running on port 8000. Okay, and the 0.0.0.0. Now if I want to connect to this 0.0.0.0, it will not work, because it's an internal IP address of the VM. Okay, so an internal port of the VM, so you cannot connect to this particular 0.0.0.0. So what you need to connect and where you need to connect? So if you see this public IP address of the VM, okay, so this one from here, or you can go to the overview section. Same will happen over here, that your NIC public IP address is 74.225.0.20. So you need to grab this one. Okay, grab it, paste it on your notepad. It will be needed. Now let us configure our Claude so that it connect to the virtual machine, to this MCP server, and do the needful. So what we need to do? So if you remember that we have already opened up our Claude configuration file over here. What we need to do? It's simple. Just we need to add this MCP server over here under this MCP server section. So let me do it. So if you remember, this is the old code when we were running into the local, right? 127.0.0.1, and our port was 8080. So now only one thing that I need to change over here is that this particular IP address to my VM IP address. So what is my VM IP address? You see this one, correct? So let me grab it and put it over here. Okay. Now, what is the port where it is running? It is running on 8000, not 8080. So I need to modify this one. Just replace it by 0. Okay. It should be nice. Let me see whether this autosave is applicable. Yeah. The autosave is applicable over here. It automatically saves the MCP. Next step, what we need to do? We know that, we have to go to our task manager, because if we change the Claude configuration file on the run, it will not pick up. You need to clean up, close all the instances of the Claude to pick it up the new configuration file that you have given to it. Okay. Now all the Claude instance has been closed. Now let me open up. Okay. So now if you click over here, that you will see that this MCP tool will be available. It just needs some time. Just hold on a bit. Why server disconnected for troubleshooting guidance? Okay. So let me see what is the problem over here. How do I see the problem? Okay. So first of all, what you can do, see, problem are good always, right? Because it's a problem that keep us motivated over here. Whether it is not communicating to HTTP. Okay, very nice. So the problem is here that although, so as I told you, problem is very nice to have, because you will have a greater understanding. So I'm going to show you one thing today. Okay. So you see that it is always refusing to communicate. Okay. So let us see what is the exact problem. Before I know what is the problem, but I just wanted to show you what is the problem. So let us go to this log folder. Okay. So let us pick the recent file. So okay, MCP weather. Okay, you see, this is my MCP weather file. Let me open it up and let us see what is the problem. Let me bring it up over here. Yes, so this is the log file. Go to the very last. Let's see what is the problem. So as you can see that connection timeout error. Just focus in this line. At the very last, what it is saying, that Claude is trying to communicate from my laptop to this particular remote address, but it is getting a timeout. Means the communication was not being established. Okay. So that means, VM, this is my VM public IP address. I'm trying to communicate to this particular port. So obviously, in the VM, some kind of network is blocking this communication. So let us visit the VM. Okay. Go to the VM, go to the network settings, come down over here. So you will see that only port 22 for the SSH was open for the VM and for the TCP connection. So there is no HTTP connection port has been opened up for this VM, so that it is refusing the communication. So what we need to do, we need to create a inbound port rule. Okay. So this is an inbound connection. Let me create a inbound port rule. Means the inbound communication. So someone is trying to communicate to the VM. So I need to allow it. So let me give the proper port address. Cool. 8000. So I'm not changing anything over here because this is a networking part and we are not doing a networking video right now on Azure VM. We have a several video on this particular channel I have already created. Just visit those out if you want to know more about networking of Azure. So just what we need to do. So primary focus, now I'm exposing a port 8000 where my MCP server is running on this particular VM network interface. Okay, so add it over here. Now you will see that this particular port was allowed for any incoming connection. via HTTP. So protocol is any, means it can include TCP, it can include HTTP, any protocol we can use to connect it. Now if I go to the Claude and let me go to the new chat section, whether the tool is available. No, the tool is still not available. So that means we need to restart the Claude one more time. So go to the task managers, do the same thing, enter in the Claude instance, everything is clear. Okay, fine. Now try to open up the Claude. Okay. Finger crossed, the error should go. Yeah, you will see that whether this particular weather is come up. Okay, because it is a remote MCP server. We name it as weather because in the Claude configuration, we name it as weather over here and it can access the tools over there. So now what will happen? Now, one funny thing I want to show you, it is extra actually for bonus to you. So now if you open up the Claude log file again, you will see that, it is communicating. It's communicating to MCP report, it is executing this particular thing. Okay. And you'll see that communication has established to this server. So there is no more error. You see the error has gone. Okay. So this is the Claude log file. So if you are stuck, if you are getting an error connecting to MCP server, visit this particular log file. It is very useful to understand the problem. Now you will see that, it is connecting via JSON RPC 2.0 and it has the accessible tool named get weather. Okay. Description, get weather given a location. So whatever we have written, Claude knows this all things right now. So it is coming from our source code. Now, if I fire the same query right now, what is the weather of New York? And I want to show you something side by side. Let me minimize it. What I want to show you, let the Claude be over here. Okay. And I want to bring up the SSH prompt also, because you will see something different right now over here. Okay. You need the evidence, right? Whether the Claude is connecting or not, correct? So this is the log SSH window of our VM itself. Okay. Now, if you hit over here, see what is happening. So you see a call was generated post MCP. Okay, because it accesses get weather, and the response was from the tool was like, the weather is beautiful. So Claude is generating answer, the weather of New York is beautiful. Okay, so you can supply the same question like, what is the weather of Kolkata now? Okay, so now we'll see the magic. Just wait. You see the timestamp over here when it was last accessed, 26:47. Now, if you hit over here, you will see another request will pop up over here. You see, now this is the latest request has gone to this remote MCP server, and we have the answer. Okay, I hope this example is pretty clear to you. But remember one thing, the last step is very important. So what is the important step? Let's close all the things over here. Okay, now terminate this prompt. You need to stop this MCP server from running first. Stop. Now exit format. Okay, I'm clear for my VM. Now you have created one VM over in this Azure. Okay, remember this VM will cost you. So whenever your experiment has done, you are finished with it. Okay, do not forget to delete the VM. But so what we can do, you can go to this, just go to this VM and you can delete from here. But actually, even if you delete the VM, the cost will still incur because you have a site, already you have ticks over here. So you can stop this VM. So it will load down your cost, but the disk is associated with this VM, so it will increase the cost for you. So the better way to do it, I'll show you one thing. It's part of Azure, not part of the MCP. Just I'm extending this to you. That's it. Okay. So now if you go to this resource group, you will see while you are creating a VM, Azure under the hood create a lot of resources like the VNet, like the public IP address, the NSGs, NICs, all the things. So this will cost you because this public IP address and NICs apart from the VM. Okay. So what you need to do, the best way, just copy this resource group name from here, click on the delete resource group, paste the resource group name over here, apply the force select, delete. So it will clean up all the things that you have created till now. Okay. So I hope I have able to explain you very clearly how you can communicate your local client like the Claude Desktop to a remote MCP server to call out the functionality or function from this particular remote MCP server. So it is a very useful concept because today, we had a very, basic kind of tool that, it's a whether it's a hard-coded text, returning a hard-coded text. But remember, let's say if you are extending this functionality, like, you are creating a function in an MCP server that can search to the net whenever you are passing a particular string to search. So you can use this function to multiple projects connecting to a particular one MCP server. Okay, so keep practicing on those things. And if you have any query, any problem of understanding, just let me know in the comment section of this particular YouTube video. I will be happy to answer you. And as always, if you like my video, if you like my work, if you like my explanation, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Click on the bell for the notification icon and put a thumbs of this video. Do as much share as possible because I'm creating this all video for the developer community out there. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Until for the next time, goodbye. Take care.